Hey guys, so welcome to very first video of Tool Time Hero. Um, that is me. My real name is Brian. Um, so I've been playing Magic for about 14 years now, ever since freshman year, and absolutely love the game. And um, just a little history. Um, I sort of dropped out of the game, after about 4 years into it, and then kind of picked myself back up into it for a little bit, and just always been touch and go. And then, I met my wife. Uh, her name's Kristen. She basically told me, "Hey, just get back into it. Get back into your hobby," um, and which I did. And now, Magic Arena came out then, and I was just like, "Whoa!" Like, here's somewhere, somewhere that I can spread much more of my love for Magic in a sort of easier format than Magic Online. And now we're here, and I want to share that love for Magic with everyone out there. And purposes of this video is that we're just gonna kind of go through. I'm gonna be I just love to make decks. We can go into here and there's just a bunch of different deck ideas that I just throw together. Some of them are based on, current meta, and some of them are just based on like my own themes. And I'm not the greatest deck builder in the world. It's definitely an art, and there's a very logical side to it, which I do my best to learn, and I adjust, and you know, other than that, I just love putting different ideas and different mechanics together and seeing if they work. So here's our first video. We're gonna start off with doing some just ranked. I've been playing a little bit of this deck already, and it's turning out to just be like really fun, just different, um, usually, but it is right here we have a sort of 5 color mutation deck, and really fun. We just play best of one and see what we can do out of that. Um, right now we'll show you sort of like a deck tech. Show you Alright, so we're gonna go through here. So right now we still play with a companion. It's kind of, he's thrown in here, sort of just kind of, gives a little purpose just in case we have some mana floating. Um, we can bring him to our hand and we can just start decreasing all our creatures. Now it is a creature-based deck. There are some weaknesses to running with that, but we make, sort of use out of our creatures. Zathoth Mamba is in here. It's a 1 mana 1/1, but what he does replace that's missing in the deck is sort of like that early game creature removal. And also just like later in the game, he can just weaken down creatures to kind of help push through certain instances. But he is out there. He poses that like little early game threat. Yes, he can die, pretty quick to anything, but that argument can be made for certain other creatures. But we do make use of him because he offers that tool of removal that we're kind of missing from just running, non-creature, just only creature cards. Our next one is going to be Arboreal Grazer. Now he's also another early game play here. You want to get those lands out, but you also, he's 0/3. He can provide good defense, and he also provides something to mutate onto, which then leads into our Essence Symbiotes. He's a 2/2 guy, but what I love about him is the fact that it's just whenever a creature of ours mutates, we put a 1/1 counter on it, and we gain 2 life. So just multiple things being done here. There have been games where I've had him, and I was just able to put so much pressure early game. They just never recovered from it. And combined with our 1-drops here, and then we get into our slew of mutating creatures, it just opens, some doors up here. The first one we're going to get into is we're going to get into Cub Warden. So we run Cub Warden. Whenever he mutates, he creates 2 white 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. And with this, he's a 3/5 4 mana, so he's pretty durable. He's got lifelink, so it can definitely help out with those instances that we're trying to recover from aggro decks. Because most of the time, we want to try to stop those aggro decks early, but then we want something that can offer us some sustainability as well. Since we're playing best of 1 here, it's not all the time, but along with Zagoth Mamba and Cub Warden, we're usually able to kind of stave off those aggro decks. Batra coming in for more creature removal. You got Angarius in here to help with those, pesky wilderness decks. He's not always going to help, but we're running 2 of, so if they can get the early drop, it's going to be a little tough, but he does help stave off those certain decks that are either artifact and enchantment controlled, especially if they're going to be like spending mana on exiling with other enchantments. I have seen some banishing lights out there, so I run 2 of him. Migratory Greathorn, we run this obviously. He's just really good for 3 mana. If you compare him with an Arboreal Grazer, you're looking at just generating a lot of mana early on and thinning out your deck so you can draw into your creatures. King Caesar, just solid. He comes in, he can be creature removal as well. Auspicious Sterix, just really solid. He's a little costly, but he's a 5 mana 6/6 if you need him to be. Also, when you mutate, you get your guys out on the battlefield, which then we run into Biollante. This is probably like my favorite card. I just love everything about it, especially with this alternate artwork. The normal one is really cool too, but I love Biollante. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right too, so please correct me if I'm wrong. Whenever this creature mutates, we return any number of target creature cards told power 10 or less from our graveyard to the battlefield. So we're able to bring back stuff, quite easily with this guy, and we can just overrun our opponent. We also run with 2 Biocourt Space Godzilla. I run him because he's just awesome looking, but also at the same time, you may cast him from your graveyard. So what's nice is that even if we have a mutated to one of our creatures, it doesn't necessarily mean that if we bring out another creature, we can just throw him on top of them. Especially like in late game, this guy has like saved me. For lands, we're just running just a few. You run Overgrown Tombs. This is pretty much all that I kind of have in dual lands, so I'm making the best out of everything here. And that's it. Let's get into it. What's also exciting is playing on a new computer. Able to bring you my first video ever. I've been wanting to do this for a long time now. Alright, so we're kind of looking short on lands here, but we can have a turn 2 play and a possible turn 3 play, which then will start granting us some others. So we're gonna try to. There's no fear. I'm gonna play Overgrown Town first, because we want to come in tapped. Avoid paying that life. Kind of got lucky here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just bring this. There's Symbiote. And we're not gonna be trading at this point here. If he does choose to attack, he might have a removal now. He definitely knows we're playing a Mutate tag. He might be saving it for a Paladin too. He might be thinking that I'm going to take it. So he's playing a Knight of the Ebon Legion, which is fine for us. Because at this point, now we're just playing... So we kind of want to grab a Plains here. So we put it over. We'll want it to have maximum, survivability. Especially he's going to be running with the Legion here. That's cute. And then, unfortunately, we're missing our other lands. You can flash this guy in, which I'm actually thinking about doing. We do want another land. If we can play, Caesar. Up his dudes. You'll probably go. You probably won't. You won't go for this one here. So we've definitely cleared out our deck. Chill. Oh, you might have enchantment here. Oh, inspiring veteran. Boil in there so that we can plan for more. Yeah, he's first strike. We have no basic land, so we're good. close up here. So, I kind of saw the true power there of just being able to. It was a risky gambit. He could have totally had enchantment removal, and fortunately we got lucky. But when we see those lucky moments come through, it comes through. So for this one, I'll take it a little bit slower. Kind of just explain a little bit more of my moves. If that's something. So definitely, I think we're gonna run it. I mean, we're running with some tap lands here, but honestly, we can probably drop a Triumph first, just so we can get a possible Arboreal Grazer going. You know, if we draw into another land. We're gonna say hello. Start off with our Triumph here. Which we do. Oh my goodness gracious. So let's go ahead and drop it. So he's running a Lurrus. Probably running a Cycle. There it is. Yeah. Alright, so we played this guy first. We're gonna run a Temple. Allows us to see. Yeah, we'll take it. Gives us more land to play with, and then we'll play another one. Just set it done. Alright, we're good to go. Probably want to just start putting some early game pressure here. Especially if he's going to be running a guy like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to just we got land to play Caesar next, because what we're gonna want to do is we're just gonna want to start killing things off here. Yeah, especially he's running, so he's gonna shock. He's gonna get to okay. Yeah. That works. You'll swing with that land. Okay. Then what we're gonna do here is we're going to drop. So we just want to force him to be taking these hits right now. Okay. And we'll just zap them both. So we don't have to really worry. Which will then give us flying too. So I think we'll just be okay at that point. What's gonna happen. he has to know. So then we'll just put it under. Oh, it doesn't really matter. So, cycle. Next turn, we're kind of hoping we can drop Symbiote and then mutate again. I'll just kill more shit. Like this guy. Which is interesting. So he's gonna try to grow it. He's sort of in a panic mode right now. I feel. He'll probably play it worse soon. He's just gonna keep cycling. He's gonna try to get to what he needs to at this point, which is he needs to get to a let's drop this. Mutate here. So what we're doing is we're dropping Essence Symbiote because we want him to because we want to gain that maximum life with Cub Warden. You know, we want to create those lifelink, you know, and definitely having double strike lifelink is that shit was about to get bonkers. This guy has just cycled, really just has their early game to get ahead, and if you can put that pressure on him, especially with just like we got lucky with our with our creatures there. So that's the point. Okay, so we're running sort of like a pretty good game here, I think. Kind of want to avoid shocking ourselves here. Wow. That's a hell of a hand. We're going to have to drop something next turn to provide some sort of cover. Yeah, especially with like something like this. So, strong hand from. This might be so we put ourselves down to 5. We would have to block 1 unless he has a shock. Either way, we have to block 1. We're running the dangerous game here. But if see if something survives. Okay, alright.
I would be honored. Great. My friend is here to help your pain.
So at this point, silly. This is alright. Which is why we play this game when we're... We'll pass it over to him. And mistakes do happen, folks. There we go. So keep this land. Or in his hand, because we can scry. Doesn't really matter. We give ourselves two options. Running swamp right now. He's running place there. Alright, so now we can begin.
My face and perish for thought. Struggling? Good. This has been a waste of my time.
Go. Get a Mori up in here. Because we need to get something out, hopefully. Which in our luck happens, so. Right here, right now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drop an Essence Symbiote. If he's running any sort of control right now, yeah. So we're gonna get rid of this guy. Running Dabriel. Oh, he has another Elspeth. He's gonna bring back Dabriel, probably. Or Burglar. Okay, he brings back Burglar. Which is interesting. Doesn't really matter, dude. And there we go. So we seriously hard at cards right now. But that's that. I'm gonna leave it at a 30-minute video. I just want to get some feedback. Just let me know if there's something I can do. I definitely do play at a faster rate. I can definitely do some more just in-depth. I know I did say it, but I can definitely slow down, or I can just keep it at the same pace. If you have, I want to start getting into different deck ideas. If you guys have different ideas of what can work in the deck, what you guys have tried, maybe building similarly. I will, want to test out. I want to get in conversations with that, and definitely talk about deck theory in general. I love, actually after this, I'm going to be working on an idea of mine, which will be set in the next video, and I hope to be putting these out daily. I do want to kind of be proactive in the scene. Magic has just been one of the few things in that have found like a life in, and I just want to share it with you guys. So to everyone, have a good night, and I will see you here tomorrow.